You've been told to get your 8 hours of sleep, that rest is everything, and that as long as you're not drinking or smoking, your hormones should take care of themselves. But what if I told you there's one innocent bedtime habit millions of men over 50 do every single night that silently cripples their testosterone production? No pills, no injuries. Just a simple routine like using your phone in bed, falling asleep with the TV on, or a snack you think is harmless. But night after night, it's rewiring your brain, reducing deep sleep, and draining the very hormone that makes you feel like a man. Low energy, low mood, shrinking muscle, vanishing morning erections. Yes, it all traces back to this one bedtime mistake. A 2022 study out of the University of Chicago showed this habit lowered testosterone by up to 15% in just 1 week. And it gets worse, because the older you are, the harder it is to recover. But here's the good news. If you catch it early and fix it now, the damage can often be reversed. So let's expose the truth. Now, to be clear, this is not personal medical advice. This video is for education and awareness only. Always speak with your doctor before making any decisions about hormones or treatment. But what we'll share today comes directly from real studies, real patients, and real results. Stories of men just like you who thought they were just getting old, but turned everything around with one small change at night. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. What's one nighttime habit you know might not be helping your health, but you still do it anyway? Drop your answers below. We read every single comment, and we're applying with personalized guidance and support. So, don't hold back. Let's start with the countdown of the 7 bedtime habits that are silently killing your testosterone, starting with one that's probably in your hand right now.
7. The blue light trap. Your phone is castrating your brain. Most men don't realize this, but scrolling on your phone before bed doesn't just delay your sleep. It blocks your brain's ability to produce melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. And why does that matter? Because melatonin doesn't just help you fall asleep, it plays a crucial role in regulating your testosterone cycle. In fact, research from the journal Andrology shows that exposure to blue light at night suppresses both melatonin and testosterone production, especially in older adults. Here's how it works. Your body uses darkness to trigger deep, healing sleep. But when you scroll your phone in bed, blue light tells your brain it's still daytime. That delay reduces deep REM sleep, which is when testosterone is made. One study from 2017 found that just 2 hours of blue light exposure before sleep significantly reduced testosterone levels in healthy men. Let me tell you about George, 62, from Dallas. He came into my office complaining of low energy and weaker erections. He was taking supplements, exercising, but nothing worked. It wasn't until we discovered his late-night YouTube habit, browsing until midnight, that we found the root cause. We gave him a 2-week tech detox after 9 p.m. No phone, no TV, just soft lighting, light reading, and blackout curtains. His next test? Testosterone was up by 12%, and he said something I'll never forget. "Doc, I didn't feel like I was 30 again, but I finally felt like myself again." Tip: avoid screens at least 60 minutes before bed. Use a blue light filter if necessary, or wear amber glasses. And never fall asleep with your phone near your face.
6. The midnight snack sabotage. Sugar is stealing your sleep. It sounds comforting, right? A little cookie, a bowl of cereal, maybe a warm glass of milk with honey. You've heard it helps you sleep. But here's what actually happens. That sugar spike, right before bed, causes a surge in insulin. Insulin, in turn, suppresses testosterone production. A 2007 study published in Clinical Endocrinology found that testosterone levels drop by 25% within 2 hours of sugar intake and stay low for hours. If you're snacking nightly, your body never gets a chance to recover. Let's take Don, 58, from Florida. Don wasn't overweight, he walked daily, but he couldn't figure out why his testosterone was so low. He had one nightly habit since his 30s, a bowl of ice cream before bed. We ran some tests. His testosterone was sitting at 312 nanograms per deciliter, barely scraping the normal range. We swapped the ice cream with a slice of turkey and a handful of almonds, high in tryptophan and magnesium. Within 6 weeks, his testosterone rose to 456 nanograms per deciliter. And more importantly, Don got his drive back. He said, "I didn't realize my cravings were killing my manhood." Tip: avoid carbs and sugars 2 to 3 hours before bed. If you need a snack, choose something protein-rich with healthy fats, like Greek yogurt, walnuts, or eggs.
5. The caffeine carryover. That 4 p.m. coffee is still in your blood. But doc, I need it to get through the afternoon. I hear this all the time, and I get it. Energy dips are real. But if you're sipping coffee at 4 p.m., the caffeine may still be active in your system at midnight. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours. That means half the caffeine from your 4 p.m. cup is still active at 10 p.m., blocking deep sleep and suppressing testosterone production. Why? Because testosterone is made in the early phases of deep, uninterrupted sleep. Even if you fall asleep quickly, caffeine reduces the quality of that sleep. In a 2013 study from the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, men who consumed caffeine 6 hours before bed had significantly less deep sleep and lower morning testosterone. Story time. Kevin, 67, retired firefighter from Arizona. He was tired all the time, so he drank coffee with dinner. His sleep was broken, 3 to 4 wake-ups a night. He said, "I'm just not the man I used to be." We cut the coffee after 1 p.m., added a magnesium supplement. After 2 weeks, he slept 7 hours straight for the first time in years. And within a month, morning erections returned. Tip: cut caffeine after 1 to 2 p.m. If you need energy in the evening, try hydration, sunlight during the day, or a short walk after meals. Want to know the worst bedtime mistake of all? It's not sugar, not screens, and not caffeine. It's something that feels like a stress reliever, but is actually destroying your hormones from the inside out. We'll get to that in a moment.
4. The nightcap deception. Alcohol that silently shrinks your hormones. You've heard it before. A glass of wine helps me unwind, or just 1 beer before bed helps me sleep. But here's the problem. Alcohol doesn't help you sleep. It sedates you, and sedation is not the same as restorative sleep. What's more alarming? A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that even low doses of alcohol at night can lower testosterone levels by 20 to 30% overnight, especially in men over 50. Here's what happens in your body. Alcohol blocks the release of luteinizing hormone, LH, which tells your testes to produce testosterone. It also disrupts REM sleep, where hormone restoration and memory consolidation happen. And it raises estrogen levels by impacting your liver's ability to break down excess estrogen. The result: less testosterone, more belly fat, low libido. And worse, your body starts to think that this new low level is normal. Take Richard, 61, from Oregon. He was a retired teacher, very active, but admitted to having 1 or 2 glasses of red wine every night to relax. His testosterone? 298 nanograms per deciliter, borderline low. We tried a 30-day alcohol-free bedtime routine, replaced wine with a calming chamomile lavender tea, dim lighting, and 15 minutes of reading. Result? He reported better sleep, stronger libido, and an 85-point rise in testosterone. His words? "I didn't know wine was calming me down by shutting my system off.
I feel awake again, like something inside me turned back on. Tip: avoid alcohol at least 3 to 4 hours before bed or cut it entirely. Use herbal teas, meditation, or breath work instead. And if you do drink, choose occasional red wine in moderation, never as a nightly routine. 3. The overthinking loop. Stress before bed is hormonal poison. You're lying in bed. Your body is tired, but your mind, racing. Worrying about bills, about family, about what didn't get done today, and what's waiting tomorrow. You may think you're just mentally active, but in truth, your stress hormones are wide awake. And when cortisol, the stress hormone, stays high at night, it inversely suppresses testosterone production. That means your own thoughts are quietly strangling your manhood. Here's what the science says. In a 2016 study published in Psychoneuroendocrinology, men with elevated nighttime cortisol had significantly lower free testosterone levels the next morning. Even if they slept 7 to 8 hours, the hormonal restoration didn't happen. Why? Because stress signals tell the body, this is not a safe time to rebuild. Focus on survival, not reproduction. Let's talk about Julio, 55, recently divorced, working 2 jobs. He wasn't drinking, he wasn't eating late, but his testosterone was under 300 and he couldn't sleep through the night. He said, I close my eyes, but I keep thinking, and I wake up more tired than when I went to bed. We worked on one change, 10 minutes of journaling before sleep. He wrote down his worries, got them out of his head and onto paper, also added 5 minutes of gratitude, a small list of things that still made him smile. The impact? Better sleep, less anxiety, testosterone up by 60 nanograms per deciliter. He said, I thought testosterone came from the gym. Turns out, it comes from peace. Tip: before bed, create a mental dump habit. Write down thoughts, to-dos, and worries. Use deep breathing, 4-7-8 technique, or listen to a guided meditation. Avoid watching the news, checking emails, or arguing late at night.
2. The lonely bed problem. No touch, no testosterone. This one is emotional because it's not about what you eat or what you drink. It's about what you don't feel anymore. And for many men over 50, the biggest testosterone killer isn't food, stress, or alcohol. It's emotional and physical isolation. Did you know? A landmark study in hormones and behavior found that men who experienced regular affectionate physical touch, whether through hugging, cuddling, or intimacy, had testosterone levels 25 to 35% higher than those who didn't. Testosterone isn't just made in the testes. It's produced by connection, by feeling wanted, needed, alive. Meet Walter, 74, widowed 5 years ago. He told me he didn't feel like a man anymore. His voice was quieter, movements slower, no drive, no ambition. His testosterone was under 250 ng per dl. We didn't prescribe meds, we helped him rebuild connection. Weekly community events, holding hands with a new companion, hugs from his grandchildren, even adopting a rescue dog. Within 3 months, his levels rose by over 100 points. But what he said matters more. He said, I feel like someone again, not invisible, not done. Tip: if you're in a relationship, don't underestimate the power of touch, even cuddling or hand-holding. If you're alone, seek safe social connection, friends, family, pets, or support groups. And if emotional wounds run deep, don't be afraid to seek counseling, because it can restore not just your heart, but your hormones.
1. The hidden habit. Late-night adult content that starves your brain of masculinity. The pleasure that comes with a price. It's a habit many men never talk about, but it's one of the most damaging bedtime routines for testosterone, especially after age 50. I'm talking about late-night adult content and self-stimulation. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about shame or morality. This is about biology.
Here's what the science tells us. When a man engages with adult content, especially repeatedly, it tricks the brain into thinking it has achieved sexual success, even though no real bonding or touch has occurred. The result? A flood of dopamine, followed by a rapid crash in both dopamine and testosterone. In a 2015 study from Behavioral Sciences, repeated late-night adult content use was linked to lower baseline testosterone levels, reduced motivation and physical energy, poorer quality sleep, erectile dysfunction, even in men under 40. Why? Because you're overstimulating a reward system that evolved for connection, intimacy, and real human touch, not solitary screen time. And at night, the damage is even worse. Here's the mechanism. Dopamine floods, short-term pleasure. Testosterone drops during the crash. REM sleep gets disrupted. The brain's reward center becomes desensitized. Your body starts producing less testosterone overall. Over time, this becomes a cycle. You feel low, so you seek stimulation. You stimulate, then crash. You sleep poorly, wake up drained, and feel even less like a man. Let me tell you about Marcus, 57, divorced, working from home. He started using adult content at night, just to unwind. He said it helped him fall asleep. But after a year, he felt flat, unmotivated, no desire to date. His testosterone was at 240 ng per dl, well below optimal.
We started a 30-day dopamine detox. No adult content, no self-stimulation at night, replaced with a warm shower, journaling, and stretching. Morning walks in natural sunlight, cold exposure 2-3 times a week. By the end of the month, sleep improved. Morning erections returned. Testosterone rose to 397 nanograms per deciliter. And, most importantly, Marcus felt like himself again. He said, "I thought I was just tired of life. Turns out, I was overstimulated and emotionally starved." Tip: if this is a nightly habit for you, start by cutting back. Replace the ritual with real, nourishing routines: touch, connection, creativity. Avoid screens entirely 1 to 2 hours before bed. And if you feel trapped in this pattern, seek support. There are millions of men healing from the same cycle. Because healing isn't just about hormones. It's about rediscovering your strength, your focus, your heart.
Now we want to hear from you. Which of these bedtime habits surprised you the most? Have you noticed a difference in your energy or drive based on your nighttime routine? Drop your story in the comments. We read and reply to each one. And if you found this video helpful, send it to a brother, a father, or a friend over 50. Someone who may not realize that their nighttime comfort has become a daytime struggle. Because the truth is this: you're not broken. You're not past your prime. You just need to reset your rhythm, and your body will follow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Sleep well.